Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Island Talk, your pit stop for Island Sport. Today we're talking to Shaki Easton from about motocross in Bermuda. How you doing, Shaki?
Hey Justin, everything's good. Sunny Bermuda. Everything's sunny and tropical.
How's the weather been over there lately?
The weather the last 2 weeks has been amazing. It's still swimming weather and yeah,
So there's no
just
hurricanes that are on the way to blow that shit away then?
no. We had one hurricane maybe 3 weeks ago, but it was category 2. Nothing to worry about.
I don't know if you remember, but I was over in Bermuda in 2003 after the big hurricane went through. I can't remember the name of it, but I was there 2 weeks after it, and the island had sustained some pretty good, damage. And I remember seeing what you guys refer to as the Bermudian army, taking some power poles and stuff around, and I couldn't believe how they were getting them around the little streets and getting them around the corners and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. That's I believe you came down to you either did the track or you met with Stork or something. Jonathan.
2003, I went and met with the government, and
Right.
because they still hadn't approved the new track out there at the airport, so I went and met with everyone at the government and tried to convince them it was a good idea to get the track out there, and the go-kart club and the I think it's the Bermuda Motorcycle Association is the road racing side, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yep. So I went and met with all those guys. I think it was, I don't know, late August, maybe September in 2003 when we went down to the government buildings and had all the discussions to get that on the road.
Okay. You were with Carl back then, right?
Yeah, Carl set it all up. Carl Bastido in
Yeah.
Moto Park in Canada set it
Yeah.
all up, and I kind of went down and started all the footwork.
Yes, I do. I recall that now. We were still at Coney Island.
Yeah. I think I don't remember when you guys raced on Coney Island. Was it during the winter or was it during the summer?
Yeah, so our season used to start in October, from October to April or March.
Okay, so
So yeah, the winter months of Bermuda.
yeah, because when I was there, the track wasn't there yet. I think you were just everyone was cleaning up from the camping season.
Yeah. They used to close for the summer for people to camp. Correct.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I know last year you guys had a Coney Island race for the first time in how many years was that?
Oh wow, I can't remember, but it was at least 20 years, probably
Well,
something
tell us
like.
a little bit about that.
So the race was amazing. I would say we had a crowd of possibly 5,000-6,000 people. All walks of life were there. Some tourists, but mainly just seeing all of Bermuda standing side by side. At one event with no violence. It was amazing. From politicians to we have a big gang issue in Bermuda right now. So we had gang rivals, everything. It was so amazing to watch it and not have any violence go off. It was perfect. Perfect day for an event that we didn't think we was gonna have because it was so much red tape. It's a national park again, and we had to jump through so many hoops and red tapes, and you can't cut this tree, and yeah, it was very trying. Jair Mitchell, who was the head of it, he did an awesome job dealing with government and convincing everyone to back him because he's a younger kid coming up, and government don't really put their faith in the youngsters in Bermuda much. So I actually praise Colonel Birch for just allowing us to put the race on, and afterwards he was impressed, and so was the other ministers that were involved, Zandy Silva, Owen Darrow had a say in it, and the premier as well. So it yeah, it was a very successful event.
That's good. That's good to hear. I heard rumor that you borrowed a bike and came out and maybe won the old fat guy class. Is that true?
Uh Partially true. I borrowed a bike. First moto I ran in the trees. I think I came seventh out of 20. And then the second moto, yeah, I waxed them. Eastern style.
Eastern style. All right.
Eastern
All right.
style.
So does that event look like it's coming back again this year, maybe with you guys and Jair running it, or not?
We are pushing very hard for it. Again, there's more red tape. Um, so it's still up in the air, but we're pushing very, very hard because the dates are coming up. Um, we have some tentative dates and we're trying to meet our deadlines, but we need permission again, right? So is dealing with the environmentalists and again showing them that, last year we actually cleaned up the island. We cut all the grass. The island was overrun, cane grass and all sorts of stuff. And we ended up cutting all the grass and cleaning it up. We left it amazing. So we're hoping that that helps us and they give us the go ahead.
Yeah, I know last year's event opened some eyes around the world. I've got people that have come to me. They know that I had something to do with the track many years ago and helped you guys out to build the track and stuff like that. But I had teams come to me, WMX riders from, MX Grand Prix and people from Australia wondering about the event. There's a lot of interest globally in showing up to Bermuda and doing the race. I think a lot of them just want a free holiday, but, there's a lot of interest in people wanting to show up and, I guess, show Jair what they're made of and, see if the Bermuda rider can beat them or not.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So I see it as a tourism. It could be something very good for Bermuda tourism, but we just have to get again prove to the government that motocross isn't this quote unquote bad boy sport where it's just a bunch of hooligans out there riding and show them once again that it's family orientated. Like it's mother, father, sons, daughters, grandparents, cousins, uncles, aunts. Like the outlook of motocross in Bermuda is just gangsters. Like it's just people down there making a whole bunch of noise because they don't have nothing else to do. But then when the people who feel that way come and see that it's family orientated, they have a different look at it. But not everyone comes down, so they don't see that it's family orientated.
Yeah, yeah. Is there any kind of ETA on when you guys might hear back from the government to get it locked in? Like, are you going to try and lock it in for just another year, or is there a plan to lock it in for 3 or 5 or maybe 10 years? Every year
I
have an event.
I'm not sure on that part. That's on Joy. Um, I just knew we was looking at this year and possibly next year, but we have to with the government. You just have to be one year at a time. Um, cause oh man, the they change positions so often, right? So let's say we get it for 3 years, and then another person comes in and takes over that spot, and then we have to go right into that person again, and it's just right into the new minister. That's the word I was looking for. It's just it's a never ending story.
Yeah,
It's a story.
yeah,
Politics
yeah,
and sports, right?
yeah. Exactly, exactly. And you guys are, such a small island that
Right.
everyone's going to get involved, and as soon as everyone's mother and brother and dog hear about it, they want to get involved or you know
Yeah.
spirit
Most
it
people
off to a
feel
different direction or whatever.
most people feel that because motocross is at Southside, that it shouldn't be anywhere else. But the Coney Island race it was pure nostalgia. Like it was an old feeling. I've never seen, I don't know, 2,000 people down that south side watching motocross. But to see as much people as we had at Coney Island was amazing. It shocked me. I would walk the track in between motors just to check the flaggers and stuff. And like I said, to see everyone just standing next to each other, enjoying themselves was amazing. It brought Bermuda together. I would say last year we had the second biggest event next to Cup Match.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
And that's first time event, so that's good. I remember Stan Rawlins. I know you know him. He
yeah.
had some good ideas for stuff around the island that he just couldn't get a foothold on, and he was talking about event down at what do you call the wharf there in Hamilton?
Oh, Front Street.
Yeah, so he was talking about events on
Yeah,
Front Street and stuff like
yeah,
that, and maybe something down at Dockyards at the other end of the island and stuff. But
yeah.
just couldn't get his foot in the right spot to make that happen. So hopefully this Coney Island thing, works well and it's something that stays on the island for many years to come.
You there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I lost you for a second.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Even the little kids that raced, at first they was intimidated because it's natural terrain, so they're not used to off cambers and stuff like that. So it was a little intimidating, and we had the track rotted up amazing. The Sandy Hill. I hope we can get a video of Sandy Hill and post it because that was the highlight of Coney Island.
Nice.
It wasn't the original Sandy Hill, but it was the backside of the original hill, and it was steep and sandy. Every lap you come across, there was someone stuck in the hill. Like it gave you that home motocross feeling of Coney Island again.
Nice. That's good to hear. Hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully you guys get it all squared away and can continue to have the race. Um, so I got a question for you. Tell me about Tino Wall and this whole race thing going to Ricky Carmichael Amateur Supercross.
So Tino, well, his mother and I are really good friends. Well, mother and father. I know them both, childhood friends, and I remember Tina used to come down the track back when I was racing, or maybe one of my sons were racing, and Tina would be on this little electric OSAT bike. He rode that everywhere, and she's super passionate about motocross, and it's transferred into Tino, and now he's got the hunger and wants to do better. So I reached out to some friends, and yeah, we're making it happen. Try to get him to Daytona. Um, I've been working with him through the week on technique, and I've also got Jai involved now. So Jai's gonna help me train Tino as well. And I believe our goal is to make it into the main at Daytona Supercross.
Oh wow, that's a.
Oh my,
I mean,
sorry.
it's both a lofty goal, but it's also pretty placid. The young kid from Bermuda coming over, obviously got to get bikes and get everything together, get money together, hotels, all that sort of stuff, and just make the night show at a Supercross,
Yeah,
albeit an amateur Supercross. But that's great. I hear that there was some good news from Ricky Johnson's Bad Boy Club today.
yeah, that was awesome. We got the call. A friend of mine called me, and they gave us permission to run the Bear Boys Club logo. So that's the first great positive step in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be that's a big ticket item. Something stuff like Ricky Johnson stepping up to help out the youth is good for everyone, good for the sport. So his Bad Boy Club apparel is making a big comeback. So to have Tino be allowed to put that on his gear and on his clothes is, for me, I would look at that as a big win.
Yeah, this isn't the first time Ricky Johnson's actually stepped up for Bermuda. Believe it or not, 2022 or three, he was involved. We tried to go and get UIM affiliated and go to the Motocross of Nations, and he was one of the figureheads on trying to get us there. It didn't happen because, you know, again, politics in the club and money issues, but I guess he has a soft spot for Bermuda.
Yeah, yeah, he's a unique kind of fellow where he's interested in trying to help out a lot of people and do what he can to, getting him on board with that is a win for you guys for sure. So, what's it look like the program with Tino? What have you got going on? Have you got anything going yet? Is there any movement to start raising money, or have you guys already started, or what's going on?
Yeah, so we have with the Bad Boy logos, we're gonna get some shirts designed and made up and start selling shirts. So that would be fundraisers towards it, and that's the first step. I'm pretty sure we're gonna come up with some more stuff. Just take it step by step. I do know we have bikes in mind. I believe we're going with Yamahas. But that's still not a little bit, because it's just what, 4 months now, 5 months. But we do have a little bit of time to get that solved. Um, I'm pretty positive about it because I have taken a kid. Actually, I took my son today, Ricky Carmichael Supercross in 2013, and he qualified for the main
Oh, nice, nice.
from Bermuda. So I think he can. I think Tino can do it. The hardest thing now is in 2013, kids wasn't living at what's those places called? The riding
Club
camps.
Moto and
Yeah,
Club Moto
club.
and all that sort of stuff.
They wasn't living there, so they would go and train maybe, but they was training at the local track. So that's gonna be the hardest part is to get them hungry for moto every single day like those other kids are doing. They train like pros. So Tino plays soccer. He's a long distance runner, and he has to go to school every day, and then motocross comes. So yeah,
Yeah, it's a little bit different to how they do the rock and roll over here in the United States when I go down to the track on a Tuesday and you got to wonder where everyone's getting their money from, but there's 250 kids running around out there on brand new bikes and they've got 5 bikes sitting over at the trailer and you got to wonder where all the money comes from to do that. But it's definitely a different world from some kid that's got to go to school every day and like the list of stuff you had for him to come over in a one-off race and then go back to Bermuda.
yeah, yeah. But I think fingers crossed, like we can get him there. I got
Yeah,
enough time to, like I said, it's not to win the race. It's just make the main and show that we showed up. Just fight above our weight class, because that's exactly what we'll be doing.
perfect, perfect. Um, Anything else you got going on with Tino? Anything else we need to know about, or the 5 people that might listen to this? I might have to get my mum to listen to it so we can have an extra count on it. But the 5 people that might listen, anything that you want to get across to anyone?
Um, just if anyone wants to come out and help support, it would be for a great cause. I think he has a bright future. Not just at motocross. He's just a beautiful person. So that's kind of why I do what I do with the kids that I have helped, because it's not about motocross. It's just about helping to put someone out in society that's gonna help again later in life. So it's like paying it forward. So if anyone wants to pay it forward, the door's open.
Perfect, perfect. So, I don't really have a good segue for this, but I know you do a lot of powerboat racing over there in Bermuda. I speak to Janae Nesbitt a little bit, and I think she has something to do with the club or the organisation over there. Tell us about the powerboat racing that's going on for 2025, what your plans are for 2026, and what's going on with the Round the Island. I know that was put off about 4 or 5 times this year.
Yeah, so 2025 was a very interesting year for powerboat racing. I believe we had close to 30 boats for around the island, which is huge numbers for population of 65,000. Um, and it was a lot of competitive racing. My race team, we bought in a new boat. It's a 24-foot twister, and we won. Well, my teammates, they won the race. Henry Tobin and Andrew Cottingham. They smoked the field, to be honest. I didn't race this year. Um, I had a family trip planned, so I didn't have my boat ready, and they canceled it twice, like you said. So the first 2 times they canceled it, I was in Fiji, and then when I got back, it would have been too much of a rush to get the boat ready. So I just didn't worry about it. But 2026 is gonna be very interesting. I plan on driving a boat that I won around the island in 2017. I won the race overall, and I had the fastest elapsed time, and I did it in the smallest boat. It was in an A-class boat, so I'll be back in that boat next year for just for a year maybe, and then see how it goes.
Awesome. So, no, no overwhelming, exciting news for the race. When does the boat racing season finish over there? When does it start getting too rough to have anything going on?
That's it's never too rough, but it's just the season's over. The season ended the end of October. Actually, it was some excitement. The last race, my friends in the new boat, they rode it over and got some damage to it, so they went swimming. Um, it should be in the shop soon to get fixed, and again in 2026 or 2027, they'll be heading to the U.S. to race that boat in the Cat 300 class. So, and then we have Key West is coming up, and Bermuda has two S class boats that's racing out there, S12 and S25. So yeah, Paul Boaton's is finished in Bermuda, but we still have the Worlds that we have two boats in. So yeah, it's still exciting.
Nice. Well, I know, we didn't plan for this to be too long, and, we always spoke about it's not going to be super professional, that we were just shooting from the cuff. Um, what else is going on over there in Bermuda that we need to be worried about? Anything happening? I think you said there was no hurricanes happening, so we don't need to worry about that right now. But what's going on with the government? Is the track over there at the airport all still going? Are they finishing the season? Are they still
Uh,
planning to have the New Year's race, or is that not a thing anymore?
no, they still have the New Year's Boxing Day and New Year's race. They're actually on the second race day now. The season just started. The beginning of October, the end of September. Sorry, the season started, and they had they just got the track rebuilt. Um, it seems interesting. The track's interesting. I've watched the I've been for both race days. The kids are starting to jump most of the jumps. I really just go to watch the kids. They look like they're progressing pretty good. Everyone seems to be having fun. I am not involved as I used to be. I I took a step back in 2023. I opened my own business and I just took a step back from motocross. my son no longer wanted to ride, so we sold everything and pretty much just got out, and I went back to powerboat racing. But motocross in Bermuda right now looks pretty stable. From me looking, it looks like it has a pretty bright future with the kids coming up. Um, yeah, it
I
looks pretty.
I know you're trying to be pretty politically correct there, saying that the track's not too bad. I looked at some videos that someone had sent me, and it's a bit of a shocker. And I know I'm biased because I was there I've been there a couple of times to help build the track and design new tracks and stuff like that. And some riders sent me some information, and they're not too happy with the track. So um, I appreciate the politically correct answer, but uh, someone needs to go to that club and say, what the heck is going on? Because the track looks like a little bit of a shit show, if you ask me.
Hey, I'm gonna keep my comment to myself.
All right, and that's probably a good thing. You like you said, you live on a small island with not a lot of people on it, so yeah, just keep it under wraps. But um, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm a bad boy, so I'll keep my comments.
yeah, I
I
know
see
we've
them trying,
spoken.
like I see them trying, and it's not a lot of people that's gonna step up and try. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's the hard thing about being on the island is it's hard to find good help. So when there's people there trying, you can't knock them really. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
so I just try to stay positive as I can stay. Um, I'm passionate about motocross. I'm still in it, and I'm not even around it. But it's yeah. I just pray for the best. That's all.
Yeah, and with the restriction on the amount of room that you had there, I know you and I have spoken about a bigger race, once a year and stuff like that. But it would take it would take a small army of people to come together and make other things happen. But there's potential there. I remember Stan had all these plans and ideas, and we drew up a map to actually, expand the track and, you know, jump over the fence and do part of the road racing track and back over the fence again and finish off with the motocross track and stuff like that. There was a lot of ideas, but um, they all seemed to peter out with whoever was running the clubs at the different times that he went to talk to people.
So after doing Coney Island, nothing's impossible. And it's Coney Island. It wasn't the club. The club didn't have anything to do with it. It was Jair, myself, his parents, Larry Simons. Oh man, he's gonna kill me for forgetting his name. He'll be alright. But it was Jai's brother. It was a handful of people that really helped to organize and put it on, and it was a lot easier than I thought. It's not rocket science. So to put on a big event on Southside where the track's already there, it would be very easy.
Yeah, it's not so much about, it's just making sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and everyone's pulling in the same direction. And I
Yeah.
noticed, the one thing that I've always struggled with the Bermuda motocross track is, you have a few people like yourself, Rock, Stan, Stork, a bunch of guys all kind of trying their hardest to do the right thing and do it the right way. And for whatever reason, people, even Rock, all step up and everything, but then certain other people step in and try and pull in a different direction, and everything seems to fall apart. But I'm stoked you guys are still working the plan and still got the track going and everything's going on. I hope you all come together as one and help just motocross in Bermuda. That's what it's about. It's not about making one person look bigger than the rest of everyone or anything like that. Just everyone come together, pull the same direction, and make motocross in Bermuda a thing again.
Totally, totally, totally agree with you. The issue with Bermuda motocross is it's a club and everyone has a say, and not everyone who has a say knows what they're doing. So you have some new members that come in with their ideas that aren't motocross, but they still have a say because they paid the membership, right? So
Yeah.
that's where, like, the people you named off, we travel. I've made friends with you, Steve Carnegie, Kyle Kelly from Bremen. Like, I know friends all over. Um, the guys that run Gatorback, like, is so we know the professional side and what it takes to run a big event, but to sell it to the Bermudians is hard because they just don't know that side of motocross.
Yeah. Yeah. I went down and raced. I think you came out to dinner with us. I went down and raced. Don't remember what year it was. It might have been like 2006, 2007, Supermoto down there. And
The
um,
street,
yeah, on the street track, I borrowed a bike from Chris Alves down there. The bike that I originally had lined up was not even put together and was never going to run. So he was gracious enough to lend me his bike for one race. And that was a good event. Whoever put that on and ran that one, it ran like clockwork. It was well promoted. There was a bunch of people there. I was single at the time, so there was a super hot nurse, no teacher, super hot teacher getting around down there that was was kind of interesting. But yeah, it was a great event and great to be there, and always loved going to Bermuda and hanging out with you guys and doing that sort of stuff. So hopefully the motocross track or the motocross club continue to do what they're doing, continue to develop, and just keep making motocross on the island get better and better.
yeah, fingers crossed that they stay going ahead. But again, is is like politics. It's the same system. So it's always every 2 years a new committee comes in with new ideas, and it's never the foundation always gets changed. So like when I was on the committee, we had stuff set in place so that 10 years from now you don't come in and restart. You just jump back onto whatever someone else was doing, and this is what works. You keep it that way. But we didn't get a chance to implement it. We ended up stepping down because it just got so hostile. Um, I love motocross way too much to dislike it, if you get what I'm saying. So I just took a step away from it
Yeah,
with the committee side of it. I still traveled away. I still go see my friends and go for a ride every so often. But I just had to step away from the political side of it because it was taken away from my passion. So hey, that's life, right?
That's you just do the best you can, and we're all going to the same place anyway, so do the best you can, and you may as well just do it while it's fun. But yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope to see Tino in Daytona next year. And it looks like it's going to be a good event, and I'm stoked that you guys got hooked up with RJ and the Bad Boy Club, and I think that's going to give you guys a bit of traction, and you know, hopefully we can get you on the right direction and get some shirts made up and sold and get some bills paid.
Yeah, that would be sweet. That's the plan. Let's
Yeah,
let's put it in motion and talk about it. We're gonna do it. That's what's gonna happen. So that's what we're going to.
all right,
We've
let's make it happen. Then we will do this discussion again soon. We want to cover as much on the island, and not only Bermuda, but all the islands that we can think of, and reach out and cover some cricket and some football and all that sort of stuff as well. Not just going to be restricted to motocross, but you happen to be on the very first one. But I am super lame. I don't have any music to play out. I don't have a closer. I don't have anything else to say. Super amateur hour. So, anything that you want to add while I've got you, Shakai?
Nah, we're good. We're good. Thanks
All
for
right. Well,
inviting
yeah, no problems at all. Like I said, we'll do it again, and I'll try and get Janae Nesbitt, on here at some point to talk about the boating and stuff like that. But
me.
you know,
Janae resigned.
she resigned.
Janae resigned.
She might have some juicy stories that she can share. Then that might be a good thing.
She will definitely have juicy stories.
Perfect. Perfect. Um, well, there's nothing to do here but sign off. And what I will recommend to anyone that's listening, all five of you are on the planet, we try and support the other people. And Ricky Johnson and Jeff Ward have a podcast called Podium to Present that they're working on. And, you know, if you want to listen to some retired riders talk about what they did when they were actually racing and what they're doing after, you know, since retirement, then give Podium to Present a listen. And then I heard today that RJ, Ricky Johnson, is actually working on what he's calling the Bad Boy Club podcast. I don't know if they've done anything yet, or knowing RJ, he will probably get around to something pretty good at some point, but it could be tomorrow. It could be 6 years from now. So just keep them in mind. And, you know, anyone else that wants to promote something on here, you don't have to pay us. You can just let us know what you want to promote and we'll talk about it, or even get you to call in and we'll do an interview. So awesome to have you, Shakai, as always. Great conversation. And no doubt I will hear from you in about a half hour or sometime tomorrow.
All right, Justin. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problems. Thanks for everyone that's listening, and thanks for being on. I'll talk to you later.
Good, bud.